Hello YouTube! Welcome to Project Porsche, episode 7! Last time we removed my passenger side flag mirror, and today we're going to get some new parts, put it back together, and get it on the car. So I ordered 3 parts from Pelican. I ordered a new lower washer for that bolt, a new gasket for the base of the mirror, and a new mirror seal. I'm going to open this box from Pelican. Pelican does a good job of shipping things swiftly, I have to say. Thank you, you're welcome. New mirror gasket, another $100 wine voucher. Boy, if I like the wine, and they keep giving these stickers too. It's a cool looking sticker. Doohickey. Here's a new seal for the mirror. Kind of hard to see. That's the most important thing. You want to get one of these, especially if your seal looks like mine. There should be a lip on there that gives the mirror housing something to glide on as it rotates. And I always save the paper if it's big enough for masking off for painting projects. I'm going to get in there and clean these threads next, but first I'm going to separate the housing with some Torx or star-headed bits. I recently picked up this round, long wire steel brush, and it's come in really handy. And I used some non-chlorinated brake parts cleaner to clean out those threads. Actually, yeah, better idea. Worked better that way. Cleaned up real nice, looks good. Next I'm gonna clean the crud and what's left of the blue stuff the factory puts on there to keep the mirror tight. So I've got this stuff cleaned up, now I can start putting this thing back together. I wrapped the base with some fabric to make sure I didn't scratch it. I cleaned up that foam rubber with some brake parts cleaner, and when I did, the thing plumped up to like 5 times its original size. But it actually worked out good. I was able to tuck it in there with a screwdriver, and it seemed like it held everything kind of nice and tight. And then once I got this thing seated and pushed all the way down, it felt pretty dang good. I'm gonna say that's good. There you can see that lip right there that mine didn't have originally with the old one, and how it kind of rotates on there. So this is the order of these washers and spring. There's the big one goes on the bottom, the spring, and then the littler one on top of that. I put some red Loctite on the threads on both the bolt and the housing, and I also put some lithium grease on the washers on there. And then I'm just using downward pressure, pushing down to get the threads started, and then after that it's just screwing that bolt all the way in, and you can feel it seat when it hits the bottom. I did a quick search for torque numbers on the mirror bolt, but I wasn't able to find any, so I just did it to what I felt was right. Here's a shot of the wires. You can see the old white tape that the wires are originally wrapped in from the factory falling off there, so I rewrapped these wires with some new black 3M friction tape. You can see where it's kind of scratched and dirty under there. So I'm gonna give this little area some protection since I've got it all taken apart. Here, I just put some masking tape behind here, and I stuck some foam in there. I masked up inside the gasket line and shot it with some Rust-Oleum automotive primer just to make sure it's protected and cover up any little nicks or anything. I decided to sand that leading edge of that piece of the mirror. There's still some other chips on the other parts of the mirrors, but I just thought I'd do it while I was in between coats on the door. So if I can't get in there with sandpaper, I know that that edge is at least flat. And there's a nice clean edge in there now. So I put the mirror in the vise to test it out to see if I put it together correctly. And it seemed to work good. Works. Nice. So there I'm feeding the wires through the door and touching up some of the friction tape and then getting it seated in that little channel, and there's a metal tang you have to bend over that actually keeps the wires in place, and I'm bending it over right there. So there I'm just pulling the wires through the mirror. It's easier to just start with that part of the mirror. You can see I've got the other part screwed on there right now. I left the one brown pigtail wire down. I got the one single brown one tucked down. And then I fed the wires through the mirror and pulled that short brown wire back up once I got the whole width of the wires through the mirror. And I had originally put the gasket on the mirror and then put it on the door. Gasket, of course. And then I realized that I forgot to put the gasket on. So I pulled this part of the mirror off and then threaded the gasket over the mirror. Which honestly, that's the way you want to do it. Put that section of the mirror on first and then put your gasket on like this. Then you can get in there with your long bolt, and you got to search around for that nut that's in there that it has to feed through. You kind of got to search for it a little bit. Really solid. And it happens to cover up all of the primer. I can always do more later if I have to tighten it, but that feels pretty dang good. And then here I'm putting this plug back on the wires. Oh, I gotta look at my pictures so I know what order everything goes in. I just had it, damn it. You wanna make sure they're in the right order. Definitely take pictures if you can. That's it, you gotta film snap. Just like that. So there are the wires back in the plug end. Just like that. Ooh yeah. All the way in. And now here I'm putting that thing back on. Getting those Torx screws or bolts tightened up. And next will come the actual motor mirror part of the mirror. Cleaned it up with some electrical cleaner. Plugged that plug in. I was somewhat careful with the wires, kind of twisted it around and made sure that they were back without stressing any of the wires or anything. And then I just bolted that motor onto the housing. So there it is, my newly tightened Flag mirror. Voila! Thanks for checking out the show, guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. The YouTube algorithm really likes comments. Thanks, guys. Check back for more episodes of Project Porsche. See you next time.
This is pretty much the worst video ever made.
Yeah.